Paul Seebeck. News 4, Good Morning Northwest.
Well, I just want to say is how great it is to have Paul Seebeck in our campus. And my God, we have arrived.
You know, you can really tell Idaho says, hey, we're here 8 miles away, and everybody talks about the Cougs, and all we do is beat you 2 years in a row.
Paul Seebeck's getting a jump start, though. He's down in Pullman right now at Martin Stadium. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Matt and Renee. I tell you, the question we're all pondering, is it too much to ask for freshman redshirt quarterback Matt Kegel to have one of those defining moments on Saturday in only his second career start? What if they come after you? What if they throw everything at you?
I'm sure USC tried that, you know, and look what happened to them. So if they want to, then they can.
You hear that laughter, and when you're around him, he has that intangible of greatness, that aura, that borderline, what we call cockiness, that is really confidence that he can do the impossible. And the other thing, the bottom line about Matt Kegel, is that he's too young to know any better, and it all should play in the Cougars' favor because the pressure is on Washington. They still want to play in a national championship game.
Our Spirit of Sports segment this morning, tears of gratitude from Ferris High School basketball coach Wayne Gilman. And now for the first time, we see him in the front line in his battle with cancer. In Wayne Gilman's words this morning comes our story of strength.
It doesn't take too much for me to have tears welling. I think that it's okay for men to cry. Miraculous would be that somehow my body or the chemicals or whatever would cause the tumors in my liver and my lungs to go away. That would be a miracle. If that's what God chooses, that's great. If it isn't, then that's okay too. But I know that He has the power to do that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being interested.
One of the things I do want to say thank you to the Cancer Care Clinic and to Gilman for trusting us enough to allow us to learn.
From a distance, you might not notice Megan Breer on the driving range, other than her warm smile. When you get up close, though, you notice two things. The way it sounds when she hits a golf ball, and her size, or lack thereof.
And everybody's kind of looking at Megan, and she's slightly built, and then she pounds it right down the middle.
Then they hear the crack, and they look around, and they go, oh, my goodness, where'd that come from?
Megan, how tall are you?
4'10".
And how much do you weigh?
85 pounds.
85 pounds. How far do you hit the ball?
About 225 average.
How do you do that anyway?
Steve?
Megan's just gifted naturally. She has wonderful hand action, which means she creates her club head speed with really good hand action through the ball.
I tell you, I have never understood the physics of golf. I continue not to understand the physics of golf.
No matter how it gets explained, it's amazing to see clearly pound for pound what Breer can do to a golf ball. Notice how she appears to pack all of her power into her driver that appears to be as big as she is.
I'm not really sure. I just go up and smack the ball. I know I get through the ball, use all my weight, trying to get the ball as far as I can.
Yeah, I've played with her quite a while.
But not anymore.
Not anymore.
Well, what, are you afraid, or she doesn't want to play with you?
Yeah, she's pretty good.
A lot of people just kind of stare in amaze. Yeah, I get tired of it every once in a while, but especially at school. At the golf course, I'm pretty much used to it.
Oh, somebody's like, wow, you know?
Boost my confidence up. I have a lot more confidence in myself.
We kind of feel like we're the poster boys of the people that play on that week.
Well, here's the photo, guys. Bubba Crowley's dad came up with the idea. If Rogers was going to play on September 13th, they should carry the flag on the field.
When we started running out, everybody got really loud and to support the flag in America, and then all of a sudden it died down again.
Why is that touching people the way it is?
I think the picture of all a bunch of kids like us coming together shows that anybody can do it and we can all do it.
It just feels good to see us gelled together as a group. Like you said, we're all running together. Looks like we're all in stride, you know? Just everybody on the same page, everybody together, just all for one cause. America running as one I don't even know what I just said.
You do know, Justin. That's the beauty of the image. It's all in the eyes of the beholder.
One gentleman from Washington, D.C. wrote, "My chest heaved with pride when I saw the young men from Rogers High School carrying the flag on."
And I want to live. You know, for as long as God has me on this earth to live, I want to live, and I'm going to give it my best shot.
Tammy Wolf has lived with the knowledge that she might not live since 1997. Diagnosed with inoperable brain cancer, Tammy and husband Paul went public then, asking for prayer and help.
Good job.
4 years later, after radical treatment and radiation, joy of all joys, in May of this year, the tumor was gone.
This is my tribute to Eastern Washington University. It's a big E.
Yet in what seems like cruel and unusual punishment, 7 weeks later in late July, the awful discovery of a new tumor, 1.5 by 3/4 inches long.
It did seem to me to be a huge deal when this happened, and then when all that stuff happened in New York, it was such a horrible tragedy that realizing that this is just a small piece of what's going on all over the world for all kinds of people.
You're stepping a little bit narrow with that right foot. There you go, that's better.
After surgery in San Francisco in late August, Tammy came home this month to start the long, slow process of rehab here at St. Luke's.
She came in not knowing where her right side was at all. No idea. And now she's a lot better keyed into it.
I just feel so blessed that I've been given somebody like Paul to go through this with, because this was my road, whether Paul was with me or not. And he's just remarkable. He's a remarkable man, and I just love him.
You know, if the roles were reversed, she'd be doing the same thing.
I'm not ready to give up on all those things, and I want to live.
And Tammy will, of course, continue to choose life. During surgery, they got most of the tumor, couldn't get it all. She had 96 straight hours of toxins pumped into her brain. She's going home this morning, though, and another MRI in 3 weeks. So she gets to rehab at home and may show up at the game tomorrow for a quarter or so.
Oh, good for her.
So
what that would mean,
they ask that we continue to pray for them
We will.
in this road back.
Yeah.
Nobody deserves to win a national championship. I figure we don't deserve it better than anybody else, so maybe we ought to win it.
Isn't that great logic?
Jim and Jay, I've got a question that you guys might be able to answer. Why did Don Shula punt the football at about the 35-yard line? Reggie Roby punts from the 45 with about 14 minutes to go. Now, granted, it pins Philadelphia deep in their own territory at the 4-yard line, but they march down the field and score what I think is the game-clinching touchdown. A lot of people here leaving wonder why he didn't try a field goal. It might have been 50 yards. Maybe there is some wind, but why not try to tie the football game? I think he's going to get a lot of questions about that afterwards.
Hurry to the locker room and let us know what he said.
Good luck on that one, Paul.
Thanks to an unlikely hero, the Dolphins beat Indianapolis, clinched the home field advantage for the wild card game next weekend. This is the new Reggie Sutton, running away from a storied past and running towards a future of hope at Dolphin minicamp this week.
Rozier is an open field, and finally, Reggie Sutton.
Sutton's football career has always been full of hope. He had a life full of dreams, a starting cornerback as a sophomore for the #1 college football team in the country. But Sutton's joy and future quickly faded into a nightmare.
Anytime I have an opportunity to help someone, I'm going to do it.
6 months ago, in the streets of Overtown, Michael Turner, who was one of Sutton's best childhood friends, was on his early morning paper route. Suddenly, he spotted a familiar but ghost-like figure of Sutton in the streets.
He was right here on the bus bench. That's where I saw him.
What were your thoughts as you came up here?
Well, my thoughts was, this is a friend that I know that was raised up with me over in Richmond Heights, and now I see him over town, and he's not in the best of health.
You see, Sutton has a drug problem. It got so bad in the pros in New Orleans, Sutton had foster parents 24 hours around the clock. He was desperate, but nothing could free him from the power of crack and cocaine.
You can't pay the price. Jesus!
Nothing, Reggie says now, except the power of God. This is the church Sutton credits for his salvation from drugs. This church, which meets in an elementary school here, did for Sutton what 9 rehab clinics couldn't do. It changed him on the inside.
When I started turning my life over to God and just doing the right things and praising God, then he opened up doors for me.
When the Dolphins heard Sutton was clean again, they signed him as a free agent, hoping he could regain his speed as a cornerback. Under the watchful eye of Reverend Rufus Troop, Sutton has already passed 2 random drug tests, signs that he may finally be on the road to recovery.
I looked at it as a person that needed help. And I've seen the pain in him. I've seen him cry. I've been there with him when he cried.
I'm glad he's here. You know, the church is glad he's here. He has a lot of support. It's just good to have him home. It's good to have my son back.
It's like a dream, and you know, words can't describe it. I'm just the happiest person in the world right now. You know, I wake up thankful every morning.